Thanks for staying with me, guys and girls. X-Titan against mousesports, live with the second map already. They have been historically fast, so let's see the pissed round unfold. X-Titan have won the knife round, and I will adjust the score in the overlay real quick. It's 1-0 in favor of mousesports, and it's a map pick of Titan. Another really sick call by Nico there. Quick A, quick B, rotate slowly. A few changes of pace in the same round. And I don't know what that was by next, but it looked way funnier than I expected it to look. Jumping over his teammate's head. X-Titan fell back into the defensive positions with Smith holding on to the back of the site. Existence on the rotation. Scream and Shocks on A. Scream already down to low HP. Shocks is the last line of defense. He is already pushed back as well, and Christian will dispose of Scream, but Shocks with that magical headshot. The first one is not going to be enough. He will be overwhelmed eventually. And now it's Smiths with the slow rotation, or, well, you can call it quick. It was rather quick, but it wasn't quick enough. At least not to stop the bomb from being planted. And they were all taking turns on the peak. No chance for the Frenchmen. mousesports make it 1-0. And the Germans are pulling away. Well, can I even call him German? Christian is Dutch. And Nico is not German either. But they are Germans at heart, you know. It's funny that we have quite a lot of Bosnian players in the Swedish scene, and now we have a Bosnian player in the German scene. Maybe if Peter, Benji and Dumas and Nico would team up, they could win the next World Cup. That would be quite cool. But I think that we will make Nico German soon. We will find a wife for him that he can marry, and then he can be a German. Just so he can play in the World Cup for us. You know, that's how it works in football, right? They find some reason or some weird ancestors that came from that country, and then suddenly you have different nationalities in the same team. I think everyone did it in football, at least. We will get there in Counter-Strike, I'm pretty sure of it. But maybe in 20 years. Existence is the only one at the B bomb site, but he's calling in for his teammates already. Smiths is in the back of the hut. Existence gets blinded to death. Christian with the frag. Nico races through the lines with the MP7. Doesn't pick up the frag though. He gets killed by Scream, and RPK is doing his work as well. It's a 3v2 and a 2v2, now a 2v1. The frags happen faster than anyone can think, but Shoxy's still on top of everything. He's picking up the AK, and you can see in his mouse movement, he is angry, he wants to win, but he doesn't. Dennis with the spray wins it for mousesports, but it was so close. Titan with a very good call, with a very good rotation. They were so quick on that one. Smiths in the back and Existence over here. The rest of the squad then spread out. But if Existence wasn't as flashed as he was, or if Smith could have had a different weapon, I know it's all what is, and it's all theory. It would have been so cool for Titan. It seems like the French team has made its homework on mousesports. The Germans really like A long, and you can see that Kappa is countering that with 3 players over there. And every single round start so far. It's also a good way to set up a trap in those eco rounds when you will be happy if you capture 1 or 2 AKs, or if you can make it a close round. mousesports is taking the time. They have those 2 players over here with a somewhat crossfire-ish setup. Bomb is still dropped behind it. Now it's Chris J with the first one. Dennis gets the second. And it's already a 3v5. Scream is still around together with Existence. But now they are separated and Scream is caught in there. He's trapped. Maybe he can get out through main, but now the terrorists have eyes on that as well. The positions are still not too bad for Titan. You can see, oh, Scream almost gets that frag. Existence surely can do some damage. Oh, he lets Dennis get through his fingers. Nobody checked that corner. Existence can be quiet. He sneaks up. They don't know where he is. Oh, now they know. And, it was such a good idea by Existence. If he had gotten the bomb planter killed and stayed alive somehow, you know, popping his shield or, I don't know, being Harry Potter all of a sudden and using his cloak to stealth himself up, it might have been a round win for X-Titan. But mousesports covered everything. They make it 3-0 and we will see the first AWP in play by Shox. The terrorists will not slow down though, they will speed it up. Into drop zone they go. It's the first B execution by them. The second, no, I have to correct myself. RPK with the headshot onto Nico already starting off this round quite nicely. And it's Dennis with the second frag, equalizing the player count. 4v4. Dennis still holds that angle down. He covers his teammate on the bomb plant, but everyone is flash in the sight. Bomb still goes through. Titan. X-Titan with the 4-man retake. Existence is there. Gets the first one. Goes for the reload. They still have those 40 seconds. It's so much time for the retake. Oh, but Dennis with a 1-bullet headshot onto Scream. Smith with a reply. Existence with a second. He doesn't get the third though. Speedy's still alive in drop zone. And Shox has him covered. Unfortunate way of planting the bomb. They couldn't have been able to tell that their last player will end up over here. But, it was unfortunate for Speedy. He had to get out, and Shox already covered him. No chance for Speedy. X-Titan on the board, make it 1-3. If you recall the first map, it kinda resembles that as well. Let's see what the Frenchman can do. Mousesports are still able to buy up. And this time, it's Mouse with the AWP for Chris J. They will be close to each other. So close, yet so far. Smith will hold down the B bomb site. And next with the desperation spray. Finally finishing Existence. Doesn't get a second peek though. His teammates still work on A and the CTs are clueless on where this real push is coming from. Dennis is there working on main. The CTs still have Shox in a Scream in a fairly aggressive position. He definitely needs some backup as soon as possible if the terrorists will rush him. Then it's just waiting. RPK send out to gather some intel. In the meantime, Smith is holding that angle on the B platform. The teams will change positions now. Dennis didn't know that RPK snuck through there, and neither did RPK. They don't spot each other. And this could be horrible for both teams, depending on what the players do. Good rotation, though, by the CTs. But mousesports know, or they think, the A-bomb set is safe, guys. Carry the bomb here. Come on, plant it. Get here already. Smith will spot. Nobody's at B either. And RPK wonders, where are the terrorists? Man, I should have seen them. Now it's Dennis's key position. Speedy goes down. He's the bomb carrier. That's the key frag. Dennis is able to pick off the first one coming through the balcony, but the second doesn't go his way. Scream. RPK goes down to Chris J. 7 seconds on the clock. The terrorists need to hurry up to get it done. And next just gets it planted. 2v3 in this second weapon round. Scream on the rotation still, and the CTs will give it up. They will say, okay, we had a chance. It was a fairly chaotic round. We had backstabbers backstabbing the backstabber. And, well, they rather save those two AKs. They will have enough money on Shoxy. Not really, but he can get something that you can call a force. The rest of the squad will almost be naked, though. That will work in favor of mousesports, but that round could have turned out differently if only RPK had picked up a second frag. The time would have probably ran out on mousesports. X-Titan with the backs against their wall. They will go for the force buy. And they stack up the B bomb site. The right call to make. I really like that calling strategy by the Frenchman. If you have nothing to work with, or if your chances are rather slim, try to make them as high as possible with a stack. It doesn't work always, especially if you use it every single game. The opponents will know that it's a stack and they will try to find out where the stack is, having an easy time picking you off on the other bomb site. But X-Titan will use it very, very well. They get the first frags. Now RPK and Smith are fairly low on HP. mousesports still needs to watch out though. A good flash comes in. Existence with a suicidal push. Gets the frag though. But Speedy with the frag onto RPK. Now it's a 1v3 in favor of mousesports. And Shocks is the only one with a fam as he gets flanked by Nex, and mousesports will get the 5th on the board. The CT stripped of their money. Have to save one more round. They could invest something on Scream, but they probably want to pick up an AWP sometime soon, so he has to stay above those 2.6k. Only goes for a P250. Oh, but Shocks is there. He gets the bombs dropped. CT's on a full rotation. Scream with another frag. Speedy has some trouble on the spray. But Nex and Nico are still there, and Nico gets 4 kills. Just like a sentinel, like a turret, turning left and right, killing them all. But it was another round that went down the wire, and a round that shouldn't necessarily gone down the wire. It almost went down the drain for mousesports. Doesn't matter for now. They have those 6 rounds. It is a fairly terrorist-sided map, though. So if you're a Titan fan, don't be scared yet. Cobblestone is one of those interesting maps that started off heavily CT-sided. Then it got nerfed and tweaked and twisted and turned, and they ended up having luck, I guess. I don't know if Valve put in enough thought, but the changes were good. They put in some thoughts, and they figured, well, if we change this and that area, we could make this map a little more even. And it happened to be a good change for once. The terrorists have a very good entrance to the B bomb site on B platform. At the same time, they can use drop zone to either split A and intercept the rotators, or have an additional angle on the B site. The A bomb site is not too bad either if you get control over long, where in my opinion there are still a few too many angles to check for the terrorists. But if you get control early on in the round, which mousesports really likes to do, you can get yourself a very good A execution too. And that's what they try to do at the moment. They have Nico inside drop zone. Look at him. He's just hiding there. He doesn't even contest it, but Shocks does with a double kill on the executing terrorist. Now he's backstabbed. He's going to be backstabbed, but he retreats into A main. Heads up play by him. And RPK will finish off the rest. Speedy and Nico fall in front of their master. X-Titan get their second round, but it has been a struggle throughout those ones. They will get some money into this round, but mousesports have saved up so much. They will go for a straight up force buy. 3 AKs, 2 Tech 9s. I think the B-bomb set is the most likeliest entrance point for them. Speedy runs through the flames. He's in drop zone already. RPK catches the first bullet to the head already. The terrorists are all over the place inside B. Existence and Smith holding onto the positions, waiting for the rotations to come in. mousesports is already inside. They wait for their AKs to take the toll on the CTs. And there comes Nico with the frag onto Existence. Kappa still holds on to the side. Smith with an important headshot on the bomb planter. And makes it a little less likely for mousesports to get this round as flawlessly as it looked. But I think they can still win it here. Shocks with the orb. Doesn't spot anyone so far. Smith's on the side. And he's spotted by the tree position at the same time. Nex was firing at him from the platform. And Shoxy realizes nothing can be done about this round anymore. Mousesports will win 3 in a row, lose 1. Win 3 in a row, lose 1. Will they win 3 in a row again? Or is it Kappa with an upset? Shoxy is one of those guys that I will give the benefit of the doubt. With the orb at least. You know, I mean, he can do it with every single weapon. You could give him a Glock and he could probably still ace 50% of all CSGO teams in the world. Not talking about the pro scene obviously, but including all skill levels. But I don't know. Well, now the orb got removed anyway. But I still wasn't sure if the orb would have been enough. Considering mousesports' kind of breach and rush strategy. They get in line and then they execute so quickly. They don't stop, and I think that this is the key factor for their strategies. Getting really close, and then look at Chris J. He's just running. He's just running there. He has to capture a certain point of the map, and he will run there. Maybe he will be dead by the time he reaches that point, or maybe he won't. But his teammates can use the distraction he causes in their own favor. And Nex will get 3 easy frags. Mousesports with the 8-2 scoreline already. X-Titan are not having a party here on Cobblestone. It's their map pick. It's supposed to be their home map. Well, not their home map, but it's supposed to be a strong map for them. Otherwise, they wouldn't have picked it. But the Frenchmen are not having any impact as of yet. They have switched the orb back to Smiths, who is holding the B-bomb site. And X-Titan focuses on B now. They focus on A for a long time. But this round they will leave Shots alone. Oh, Smith with a good frag, or a good tag, I should have said, onto Nico. Almost got rid of that orb on the other side. Just wasn't enough for now. Mousesports is still waiting. They are still not committed. The bomb is making its way to B now. And that's going to be the side they will end up on. Chris J is left on the A bomb side just to distract the CTs a little bit. And I don't even know. The terrorists could still go for a re-rotation. A last minute call. Nico has to make up his mind. The bomb is committed now. And they will go in there. Scream spotted Chris J. But no danger for the CTs. No rotation to the A bomb site. They already have 3 players over there. And the time is running low on Mousesports. 24 seconds. They team flash, or they self-flash each other. Nex has to slow down again. Smith and Existence with the important frags on this bomb, on the bomb side. Shocks with 1 as well. It's Nex on his own. He gets killed by Scream as the time was about to run out as well. So a very slow-paced round by Mousesports. They change their pace from round to round. They go for a quick one. They go for another very quick one. Then they go for kind of middle-ish quick one, you know, with everyone getting into position, and then they burst out at a random time, and then they go for a very slow approach. Now they will be saving, or at least they will be forced buying. Next on the B-bomb set still with a deal. He's making it expensive already with another frag. Speed's trying to cover his teammate while Nex gets his hands on the AWP. The flash blind Speedy more than it did the CT. And Shock slipped through his fingers. Speedy really has some problem now. He doesn't know if Shocks went all the way around or if he's still down below. Oh, Shocks, look at this play. Oh, they outbrained each other. And Speedy was lucky enough to have that angle onto Shocks. It was really lucky. I mean, there is not much that you can say about that. If Speedy had checked the other angle at that moment, Shocks would have gotten the frag. But it was the Frenchman going down. So X-Titan split up in 1 and 1. One covering A, one covering B. Next in Speedy on the prowl. Speedy with the headshot onto RPK. And Smith has a really, really big task ahead of him. 12th round in this half. They need to win this round. Next in Speedy. Got themselves into good positions, but they couldn't cross that line of the door. They didn't know where Smith's was. But they have Next covering that angle on the door with the orb while Speedy is baiting. And Smith will walk in there. Didn't suspect Next to go for that peek, and mousesports will win the round after all. They started off with not the best economy. And only one orb for Chris J. Next got a very important frag on the B platform. He picked up the orb, then Speedy shuts down Shocks on the outside of A. And RPK gets caught on the railing of the balcony. It was all going down the drain for the Frenchman. mousesports with a sturdy lead here, 6 rounds. I already mentioned it's a fairly terrorist-sided map. But I would still expect at least 5 rounds on the CT side. 5 rounds is sort of the scoreline that you want to have at least. 6 rounds would still be good. 7 rounds would be really good. 8 rounds would be amazing if you get it on the CT side. The map and the meta on the game is ever changing though. So you can't really tell if this map is a T-sided map for this team or if it's not or anything like that. Mouse doing a good job here cleaning up this eco round. Nico with a kill. Well, he stole it away from Nex. And Chox is the only one standing against the 5 terrorists. Doesn't look too promising for him. You might get a lucky pick. Oh, Chris J's left for dead, but Chris J still gets the kill onto Shocks with the Tech 9. mousesports make it 10-3. And if they really pull through with this and make it 12-3, I don't really know if X-Titan have the mentality at the moment. I don't know how the folding of their organization impacted the players' motivation to play. They didn't look too bad, in my opinion. But losing against mousesports is definitely something that they would have avoided if they could. Maybe they can still avoid it. It's not over yet, so everyone brace yourselves. A 5v4 situation inside the B bomb site, and it goes the way of mousesports again. It's Nico with a triple kill. Shocks with a backstab. But it was a little bit too late, or it is a little bit too late. Mouse will already look for him. Chris J has that long way covered. They have drop zone under control as well. Speedy is covering anything or everything. And Shocks will catch one of them off guard. That's all he can do for now. I think his real objective is staying alive. Max 7 for Smith now in his last round of this first half on the second map. Whoever wins this game will qualify for the playoffs of the group stage and only needs to win one more best of 3 against either NIP or Dignitas. and he will be through to the LAN finals of the Gameshow Global eSports Cup, where we will cash out $200,000. $200,000. That's a pile of cash. And the loser will face off against the winner of Lounge Gaming and Space Soldiers. We will have another game later on today. It's Envious against Vexed in the playoffs. So the winner of the second best of 3 today will move to the LAN finals. Dennis and company with a long cover. RPK picks up one frag. Now let's see if Shox can swing it back. Well, he will not be peeked by Speedy. Smith will be pushed by Nico. They don't know their whereabouts yet. Now he knows. Oh, that Max 7. Nico with the AK spray. And again, it's Shox alone. Gets one. The bomb is on the other side, though. What? He gives himself a fighting chance. No reason to save anymore. He's racing through the lines. Nico is tracking him down. Will he go for the knife, though? Chris J baits for Nico. He's got the knife ready, and there it is in the last round. That's really... Oh, my. Nico, you cheeky little man. I don't want to call him any names, but that was adding insult to injury for X-Titan. 12-3 for mousesports. They are looking very strong now on Cobblestone. I expected Titan to put up a way better fight, especially since they didn't necessarily do bad on cash. And I thought that maybe they can pull it off. They won the first rifle round as well, and I thought maybe they can get a good streak. If they win the pistol, this game can still shift in their favor. Dennis, on the other side, already has a good amount of intel gathered for his teammates, and it will all go for the rotation. Oh, he gets a frag through the smoke onto Scream. Another one goes down to Dennis. He's on fire now with his pistol. Shox only gets one. It's up to Existence to win the round against 2 remaining CTs. He already swung it back from a 1v3 to a 1v2. The bomb is in the hands of Speedy. Oh, he spotted him, but he's about to be backstabbed by Nico. He really needs to watch out. Maybe he takes the backstab into consideration. Oh, not quite. Nico's there. Oh, he was thinking about another knife. I was seeing that. Nico, if you ever watched the VOD, give me a shout if I was reading your thoughts. Because that looked like he wanted to go for another knife kill. So mousesports with a 13-3. X-Titan is reeling. They will try to put up as much as possible. Maybe getting back in the fight with an eco round upset. Existence is in a good position to get a cheeky frag on the B bomb site. His teammates will execute, and together he mops up the frag with Shox. They will run through the connection area, and Shox gets a backstab onto Dennis. He's really mad now. You can really see it in the way he plays the game now. He's not stopping anymore. 2v3 now. Next is the last man standing. Smith is doing a good job as well, and Shox with a triple kill. The MP7 is giving him a lot of money as well. And X-Titan will pull off the eco upset against mousesports, who might have been a little bit too self-confident in this round. Maybe haven't covered themselves as well as they could have. CTs with their counter investment. But Dennis will have a rough time with the Deagle. As soon as you have a few more targets to shoot and you won't get the first frag, you will be in trouble. And he doesn't get a kill. Neither is Speedy or Nex. Chris J with the deagle. He could get that one. And now let's look at the terrorist HP. Nico has a max 7. Not anymore. As I was about to switch to him, Shoxy already got him killed. Chris J is going to save that MP7. Look at him like a whack-a-mole peeking out there. And the deagle could do some more damage here on Shoxy. Ah, now he's spotted. Now he needs to watch out. The terrorist will come for him. Shox is so furious. He doesn't care about his own life. But he doesn't find Chris J in time. X-Titan will make it 2 rounds in a row though. So get your seatbelts ready. This will be a really good ride now that the terrorists come back into the game. Mousesports will have to save again. Chris J has an MP7. No armor though. Maybe he can get a frag on top of his teammates' backs. That's the plan for them. They already have Nico with the deagle. And the terrorists have 5 players there. Our existence will not leave that question unanswered. Chris J will hug the tree. And even though elves stay alive by hugging trees and they replenish their HP in some of those numerous RPG games, it's not working in CS. Chris J just rubbing himself against the tree. Shox with 19 frags, 21 on Nico. Shox is the second highest fragger, but his team is 7 rounds down. So the amount of frags he gets, sadly for him, they won't have, or they didn't have too much impact yet. He was left alone for a few rounds in a row though, so he picked up a lot of exit frags there. Doesn't matter now. Titan has to focus on the future. They have to put that first half behind them, and they have to tell them that we have what it takes as well. Look at Chris J's tiny, tiny angle. If we switch, he will look. Basically, he is staring at the wall, but there is a tiny angle that he can look through. In the meantime, Smith is looking at his enemies, and Nico goes down to 15. Smith gets the second frag, or the second shot, and gets the kill with that. Smith is on a roll now. Triple kill for him already. He's still maintaining control over drop zone. Chris J and Dennis have to save their equipment. There's no way around that. Chris J is being saved by Dennis for now. And yes, they will save. I think Dennis reconsidered for a second. Chris J hides away in a corner. Dennis will draw the attention away as well as possible. The terrorists will not contest those guns though. That didn't make sense. There we go. The money for the terrorists is fairly good though. So they could go for those weapons. They know they have mousesports in the palm of their hands now. That the CTs are struggling for some money. And those exit frags would have been quite important for Titan. X-Titan, I should have said. Now that they didn't get those kills, the CTs will drop some upgraded pistols for their teammates. And everyone stays well above those 2,300, 2,500 that you want to have on the CT side. Mousesports can put up a fight here with that weaponry. They have the AWP for Chris J. They have an AK on Dennis. And a 5.7, a deagle, or 2 deagles for Nex and Nico. Maybe the strongest aimers in the German scene at the moment. Titan knows what's at stake. They will take their time trying to figure out if there is a stack on the CT side. And where this stack is exactly. If they had set up a trap. And Shox will not have trouble disposing of Nico. Oh, now he spotted the AWP, so that will give the terrorist a lot of information. He knows one of the weapons is at B. Most likely the other weapon is well, on the other side, and now they know Dennis with the headshot, but RPK, great AK aim as well as existence, picking off Dennis, making it a 2v3 though, is Speedy with the deagle, and Chris J can still run for this round. Oh, he's getting inside. Oh, look at that frag onto Smith, but RPK will spray him down eventually. It is getting close in every single round, but every single round it's X-Titan that succeed. It's RPK stepping up now. An important triple kill for him. The Mouse have to realize that they will run into some trouble if they don't get that 14th round, the 15th round. In the next 5, they will have a problem, because X-Titan will be so close. The money situation for mousesports will look horrible, and you will feel the pressure, you know, your opponents will know. Oh, Nico with another tag there on the very edge of that box. You know your opponents are getting closer, you feel the pressure, you slip in a few tiny mistakes, they cost you rounds, you get mad, your money is looking bad again, your teammates are mad, and as soon as that, you lost the game 16-13 and gave away a huge lead. Smith and company want to shrink that lead even further. They have a 4v3 at hand, and they have captured the A-bomb site. Existence with a cheeky boost on the truck, hosing down Nex and Speedy in one swift spray, and Nico is backing away. What I said will become true for mousesports, at least in this section of the map. The loser bonus is helping them now. Saving the orb will give them some sort of weaponry to fight against the terrorists. But they were down to 0 on Chris J, 250 for Speedy. So they will have a very weak buy, if anything at all. On the other side, the terrorist money is getting bigger and bigger. And that is another thing that I didn't mention. If mousesports win one round, it's not going to force the terrorist on a save or force the terrorist to go for a Galil or something like that, you know. They will still have every single weapon they want to pick up. If they want to go for double orbs, they can still go for double orbs. It doesn't matter for X-Titan anymore. They are with the backs against the wall, and they have to win every single round if they want to win this game. Considering that they might slip one round in that lengthy streak that they are getting already. So mousesports need to watch out. Saving that orb could help them a little bit, maybe. Or winning this round, obviously. Now, let's see. Dennis is picked off by Shox. Nex could get that frag. They know that Shox is around that position and Nex is close there. But Shox expected him to push him. Another one in line. Shox with a triple kill. He is the Sentinel. He is invincible. Or at least he was for a long time. Now it's Nico's time to make himself shine with the orb. Double kill already. RPK is close by. The bomb has to be planted by X-Titan. They can't afford to lose another man before the bomb goes down. Nico is racing with the orb. Oh, he almost spotted Scream in time. But Scream was a little quicker on the AK. He actually picked up the orb and then switched back to the AK again. X-Titan had the option to go for a double orb setup, but they figure everything's working fine as is, so why would we change it? And a big part of X-Titan's success is their opening fragging at the moment. They start those rounds not with a man down like they did on Cash, for example, but suddenly they start getting those first kills. And that puts the strain on mousesports. They have to make a decision where to go, where to stack, if split. How do we split? Do we go for 2 and 2? Do we go for 3 and 1? On which bomb site? Who goes in which position? So many decisions to make on the fly. And this time around it looks way more promising than before, but then it screams, stepping it up. Every single individual is on the board for X-Titan, and next will be covered as well. Shox is coming alive again after having some rounds off. He's sitting at 25 now, and overall X-Titan is doing a very good job here. 13 to 11. 8-round streak. And 8 rather decisive rounds, that was. I will walk you through the equipment value, which is quite important. It was climbing up for Titan. The CTs, obviously up and down, up and down. No real rocket science about that. If we compare it to this first half, you can see the terrorists managed to win. Well, the blue graph is connected to the orange bars, so don't be confused. You see, this is Speedy. He is blue now, so Valve decided it would be cool to change the color of the graph according to the side they are on now, not according to the side they were on in the first half, so it is really confusing. So imagine the blue would be orange and this orange would be blue, and then it makes sense again. So that one was the important round for mousesports, winning this eco, and they got another one over here, which completely stomped X-Titan's economy. But Titan managed to do that without any eco round upsets, and that's why mousesports will call that timeout. Total kills, I will walk you through that as well to give you an overview of who has the most impact for Titan at the moment and who is the guy that made them get back. And as you can see, Shoxy and also Scream having his impact in those past few rounds. But the most important one is Shoxy, surely. 3 in this one and 2 in this one. And this one has been a weapon round for mousesports. On the other side, we can show you who has been failing, if you can call it a fail, for the CTs. It's kind of everyone not getting as many frags as before anymore. They get caught off guard time and time again. Nico will get a few frags here and there, obviously. He's a one-man army. That was, by the way, the orb save that he went for, the 2 kills. But those didn't matter. So the pause is over. Let's see what X-Titan have in store for us. They have all the money in the world. 14k post-buy for Smith. He could have dropped the weapon for one of his teammates to avoid hitting the 16k cap. Titan doesn't care about that anymore. They want to win this map. They want to get it to a 3rd map, which would be Dust. And if you just tuned in, X-Titan just came back from a huge deficit. And mousesports had Nico getting them a slither of hope. But that quickly gets extinguished by Existence, who is getting a few important frags as well. Smith with the orb still covering his teammates. And well, Chris J is still stepping up, but not stepping up far enough. 12 to 13. Mousesports is on the buy round again. So as criticized by many experts, Mousesports took the timeout before they were able to buy. So they took the timeout, then they had to save one more round, and now they are on the weapons. But they know what to do, and Titan will... They just abuse the B platform so well. Scream is in the back of the corner. He does go down, but RPK slipped through the fingers. Now it's Kappa in some trouble. Shoxy, the only one standing against 4 CTs. He gets flashbacks of the CT half when he was the last man standing for a long, long time. Mousesports will get another round, and it seems like the timeout has worked for the Germans. X-Titan will have enough money though, and they need to keep mousesports from that map and match point in that case. The loser's not out of the tournament yet. It's the winner's game of Group D. So the loser will have to fight against the winner of Space Soldiers against Lounge Gaming. Shox is opposed by Nex and Nico, the two strongest aimers on mousesports, holding the B-bomb site. And the terrorists will be on the receiving end of that spray battle on the smoke. At the same time, we have some action on the A-bomb side with Chris J and Dennis countering the moves of Scream and Existence. So we still have a kind of, every squad feels each other out. They don't know exactly what they are up to, and they don't know exactly what to do, but Dennis will pull the trigger on two of the terrorists. Smith is running for the frag, but he doesn't expect Chris J to be around the corner as well. And that was a perfect setup by mousesports. Every single terrorist gets demolished by their crossfires, by their team play. Mouse had Dennis going for that risky peek. He had a little luck on the timing, because the terrorists were just sneaking in. They weren't in position yet. And Dennis went for the peek. He got 2 kills, got away with his life, took refuge in that corner. And Chris J was still around. He covered the retreat of his teammate. mousesports with an amazing 2-man setup on the A-bomb site. The right call at the right moment. X-Titan have to defend themselves against 3 match points. Existence waiting for the flashes. Good timing by the Frenchman. He's already through. Another flash comes in, but that wasn't timed as well as the previous one. 2v4 already. Smiths and Shox, the 2 legendary teammates. They are a package. Now they can show us why. Smith spots the head sticking out of Speedy. And Shox covers as well. It's a 2v1. It was a 2v4. And they turn it around successfully. Now they have the bomb under control. Chris is very close to them. Oh, he's got the right angle. He pushes through the smoke. He goes for the chance and goes down to Shox. What a clutch by Kappa. Smith and Shoxy with a 2v5. X-Titan are back again. And mousesports couldn't save enough money on 2 players. They have to go for some weaker buy that they would have had if they had the choice to. Speedy and Dennis will get a drop by Nex, but Speedy only has a 5-7. X-Titan will probably don't know that mousesports has some trouble with their finances. They will take it slow, but Nico is already going for the peek onto the long, removing Shox over here. X-Titan have to make it out with their 4 remaining players. Mouse is wildly rotating players back and forth. That weakens their positions. Considering their individual skill is on a very good level at the moment, it might not hurt them too much. Smith is sent into the B-bomb site. He's the guy, he's the kind of fire extinguisher. We need you to open up the site. Nico is still around. They will bait and switch, and Smith is there, picking up Nico, making it a 4v4. He did his job, and they still have a backstabber. Scream is still around. Now it's up to Nex and company to hold down the bomb site. Chris J is alone. Speedy is taken out by Smith as well. Chris J will face off against Scream on the A-bomb site. The terrorists swing around, and RPK will pick him off. It's a 2v3. Nex and Dennis already under fire through the connection area. And they will try to get in there. I don't know if mousesports should actually jeopardize their economy. They know that it's over already. X-Titan will make it 15-14. They came back again. They show us their resilience. They show what they are made of. Even if Shox gets picked off at the start of the round, they still have the guts to come back in the round. Thanks to Smith's double kill and RPK with the important frag onto Chris J inside the A-bomb site. Now mouz have to focus on their own mental state. As I said, a lead like that shouldn't slip away, but it quickly is going down the drain if you don't watch your own game. You know, if you don't watch your own mistakes, if you just play like, well, we still have this and that many rounds ahead of them, you know. Doesn't matter if you lose this round, doesn't matter. You will make small mistakes because you think that the round is not as important. Now, mousesports knows how important this round is, but Existence is the one to get the first frag, making it a 4v5. 2 rifles on mousesports to kill them all. Speedy gets the orb out of drop zone. Existence wounds him a little bit, but the spray wasn't on point, and it was very hard to spray him down in the first place. So maybe that orb can switch it around in mouse's favor. Chris J, usually the orb player, will gather a lot of information for his team, and he could pick off Scream in main. Oh, Scream didn't see him, but Chris J is going down. 5v3. The round is still not over. All the 3 weapons are inside the B bomb site, and Titan, X-Titan, is about to execute on that site. Nex is close by. RPK still waiting for the smoke to dissolve. And Nex is going to be the key player here. Oh, but Speedy with the first one. Now it's Nex with the second. Speedy doesn't go for the initial or for the second peek. It's Dennis who comes in from the A bomb site. It's a 2v3 now. Smith and Scream still holding their horses. 14 seconds on the clock. Scream goes down. Now it's only Smith, and he will be disposed of by Speedy, who wins the game for mousesports. Nico with 30 frags in 30 rounds, getting at least 1 frag every single round. What a great display by both teams. I really congratulate both of them for that amazing performance. I really didn't expect Titan to come back as far as they did. Sadly, it wasn't enough to force a third map. I would have loved to see Dust 2 between the 2 teams. I was sure that we will see a lot of Deagle kills. But well, mousesports prevailed in the end. They snuck out those 2 magical rounds to make it 16-14. So they will move on to the playoffs. And we will see Titan later on in the week playing against Lounge Gaming and Space Soldiers, who still have to find the winner of the opponent of X-Titan. So I hope you enjoyed the show. I will stay around for you. I will cast another best of 3 today. It's going to be Envious against Vexed in the playoffs. The winner of this best of 3 will move on to the LAN finals. So make sure to stick around a little bit longer. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. And I hope that this guy is not going to kill me anytime soon, because he's looking at me all the time. We will be back with a second best of 3. Stay tuned.